fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here. And now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Deku. And well, quite a bit of things have happened for him. Now, we had Detective Izuku Midoriya. At the age of 23, he was assigned with a job. Now, Deku was sent to check out reports of a suspicious sighting, or the disappearances as they're known as. Now, these cases go back quite a bit of time in the past. And Deku, he was going to check them out to see exactly if the freaks may have set up a cave in the area. Freaks being people possessing quirks. Now, Deku did find something quite strange. He encountered somebody in the forest. However, they didn't appear to be human. The girl Deku met, she seemed to have many strange things about her. Now, Deku could already tell from a brief glance, she is the most mutated freak he has ever seen. Now, with that being said, Deku did chase her through the forest, and she eventually did kiss Deku, causing Deku to pass out. Now, with that being said, we actually do pick up with Deku, where the last thing he does remember is the kiss, fainting, and, well, he does just wake up in his bed. Now, Deku is quite confused, bringing his hands up and going to run them over his lips. What the hell? Okay. What the fuck was that? Shit. I might be taking way too much of that shit. Now, Deku does just think, this must be a side effect of the medicine. No, it couldn't be. He remembers it clear as day. He was in the forest. He was, well, not at home. It was the middle of the night, but when he looks out his window, it's daytime. Now, Deku, he does at least try to, bring his hand up to grab his blanket. I'm going to move it over and get out of bed. Now, the moment that Deku does go to grab his blanket and go to move it, he actually sees a hand. And he does go to look down at it. What the hell? Now, Deku's eyes do widen, as he does quickly go to turn and grab his blanket before ripping it off, as he does see that same strange girl from the forest. Now, this is where Deku, he does go to back up, and go to actually bring his hands up as the girl in his bed, she does go to bring up her hands up as well. And Deku, he does pay attention to that, as he's just staring at her and expecting her to do something. Attack him. Or, anything. Say something. She didn't even scream. Now, Deku is just holding his hands up, as if he's going to use his powers. Now, Deku is quite confused. What the hell are you doing on my bed? Now, the person doesn't really say a word, and Deku does just stare at them. Okay, I don't know what happened last night, but you can't be here. This is technically breaking and entering. Along with that, I'm a cop, so I need to turn you in. see if you're registered, see if you're, well, you know. The person's still looking at Deku, as he did go to bring his hands down a bit, and the person did go to mimic him. Huh? Deku just bring his hands apart. The person doing the same thing as Deku does tells she's wearing one of his t-shirts. Why are you in my clothes? Why? Yes, why? Why? Yeah? No. Deku is just staring at her. This is so weird. Since when did freaks get this much change physically? She has horns and her skin is different. Along with that, it's, well, just strange to him. Now, Deku does at least hear a knock on his door, as he is going to turn around and go to walk out of his bedroom. Now, he does just tell her to stay here for right now, and that he'll solve whatever's going on with her. Now, Deku will go to walk towards his front door, as he does open the door and see somebody. Hello? Detective Midoriya? Yes? Oh, good. You're here. Why wouldn't I be? Detective Midoriya, you haven't been showing up to work. I haven't? No. Do you have anything to say about it? No, I don't believe so. I just didn't show up this morning. I was gonna head in there and Detective Midoriya, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Detective Midoriya, do you know what today's date is? Deku going to say a date. As the two men do, they do look back at each other. Before looking at Deku, Mr. Midoriya, that was the date last week. I'm sorry? Yes, Mr. Midoriya, are you alright? From what we understand, your last transmission to your vehicle was, well, you were going after a suspect in the forest, and afterwards you sort of just fell off the radar. I'm sorry? What do you mean? You're kind of confusing me. We're confusing you. I'm sorry, sir, but you must have any leads, correct, as to what happened out there? Now, Deku does just try to think. Last week? Last week. Oh no, this can't be good. Sorry, gentlemen, but I'm just very confused. I just woke up. I see. Any strange symptoms? Any weird headaches? Yeah, my head is throbbing right now. Along with that, I feel like my vision is off. I'll call the chief and tell him what's going on. Alright. But you do need to be aware. If anything serious is happening or anything is wrong with you, we will have to... I understand protocol, gentlemen. Now please just leave me alone. Now, Deku, yeah. He does close the door, turning around and trying to think. Last fucking week? Exactly how many days have passed? 7? How is that possible? He doesn't feel hungry, he doesn't feel tired, he does feel thirsty, but that's about it. Now, Deku is going to run back over to his room, as he does pull open the door and directly look at the girl who's still sitting in his room, as she's currently messing with a few things that are on his desk. Deku walking over and going to grab them out of her hand, as she's going to try and throw her hands up and away from Deku. You need to hand those over to me right now. This is not a game. Game? Yes, it's not a game. Game. Oh, God. Now, Deku does just try to wonder. Maybe he can get through to her with actual connection. mind to mind, you know? Now, Deku just does go to bring up his hand, as you do have where he does go to use his quirk. Now, the moment Deku does actually use his quirk, you do actually have where he does go to bring up his hand and feel his head do something weird, as he does go to grab away at his desk and somewhat lean forward a bit, as he does get a bit of a bloody nose. Now, the girl who is currently sitting there, Deku does start to hear a voice. Still, what is this strange little device? It makes no sense and... Hello? The person going to look back towards Deku. Hello. Can you understand me? Can you understand me? Yes, I can. I've done a bit of a brain scan on you. I'm sorry, what? Yes, I'm sorry if that does sound weird. But it's what I had to do. It's what my species has been doing on yours. What? Yes, your language and ways of articulating things are very strange and weird to us. In fact, it's like we're what? I don't know the right phrase you would really use here. I don't know, but it's just super strange to us and weird. However, I didn't know you could talk our way. Your way? Yes. Do you not know what we're doing? The girl directly walking up towards Deku, and going to grab him by his chin and go to bring up his head. Deku actually looking her straight in the eyes. Huh? Now, Deku does look right at her. Her mouth. It's not moving. Now, Deku does find that to be quite strange, as the girl does start to run around his apartment, talking about how it's super strange. She's never met another human who can communicate their way. She has never met one at all. It's so interesting. She has to gather data. She has to just write all this down. She has to give a report and send it back to her people. Now, Deku does watch as he actually does go to slip and hit the ground. As Deku he does go to look down at her. And she is just looking up and towards Deku. So, can you tell me a few things? I could, but first I need an explanation. What do you mean? First off, where you come from. Because of what you did in the forest, it's going to cause a lot of problems for me and the police department. Police department? What's that? Police department? You know, like police officers, detectives, and people who stop bad people? I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay. Exactly how long have you been in the forest? Well, that's our research area, and I've only been assigned there for the last 2 years. 2 years? Wait, what do you mean by research area? Oh, probably shouldn't have said that. Anyways, I've been curious about your planet. A lot of my people have. You're what I believe the right term to be a carbon-based life form, correct? Carbon-based life form? I think so. I could be using the wrong word here, but I think I have it right. Okay, hang on. What are you talking about? Oh, her going to sit up and turn around to give Deku a bit of a smile. I believe the term you use for us is alien. What? Alien? You know, her going to bring up her hands. And at least going to do something Deku has seen in a movie. What the? Where did you get that from? Your memories. You looked inside my head? No. Did you look inside my head? Yes? Oh, God damn it. Okay. First of all, don't do that. Deku going to bring up his hand. Now, Deku does actually feel somewhat nauseous for a second. Him running over to the kitchen sink and going to puke. Now, as that actually does happen, Deku is going to rinse his mouth out. And he does notice something immediately afterwards. He felt slightly parched. However, with all the water running to his mouth and him just starting to chug it, he was thirsty. Really, really, really thirsty. Now, Deku does drink a lot of water before he actually has to go to take a breath and turn off the hose, or turn off the sink. Now, I was thinking of it as one of those sinks where you can pull off the piece and then go to turn it. That's if anyone does find it confusing as to why I said hose. Now, Deku, yeah, he does go to turn around, looking as the alien girl, as she does so claim, is still standing there directly behind him. What was that? Mm, ugh. Something I don't like to experience. So, what are we doing now? Well, you're claiming to be an alien. Clearly, you're crazy. Crazy? Yeah. Along with that, you're a telepathic freak. Freak? Yeah. People can use bizarre and strange powers. So, like you. Yes. You're just like me. Really? But where's your skin then? My skin? Yeah, you said you're just like me. Are you using the camouflage or some sort of advanced technology, or are you just doing the whole mind thing on me? What are you even talking about? Now, Deku's quite surprised, as he doesn't really understand a single word this girl is saying. Now, you do actually have what Deku does ask her to, at least, in the very least, sit down with him and explain what's going on. He'll make some food in the meantime. Hmm? Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose? What? Sitting down and talking with you while you make food? You know what I meant. No, I didn't. It means you're going to start talking mentally to me while I start preparing something for us to eat. Afterwards, I need to take you in and understand exactly what's going on. Now, Deku to start to make breakfast. As the girl, she's starting to explain a few things. Now, Deku, he really doesn't understand very much of it. And to him, this is all out of the ordinary. So, a girl with telepathic powers, similar to him, almost, quite literally just snuck into his house. But that does make sense. The last thing he remembers was being in the forest. Tell me, how did we get back here? Oh, that. After I did the contact thing, you mean you kissed me? Is that what it's called? Yes. Whenever two people connect their lips the way you and I did, that is called a kiss. Cool. Anyways, whenever me and you did kiss, it released sort of a, what is the right way to say it? Mental backlash or chemical to your brain. Directly to it. What do you mean? The chemical we input along with our mental abilities. We sort of use it to take out certain prey. We're able to more easily knock them out if we're able to catch them off guard. Meaning that the kiss? Yeah, the kiss may not be needed. Okay, that's weird to me. Is it? What do you mean? It's the whole thing. You're just talking about as if you do this so often. Not really, no. Mainly just humans who wander. Many other the researchers try and catch people off guard the other ways. What other ways? I'm not really supposed to talk about that. You're not. Now, Deku would have set some breakfast down in front of the girl, before going to ask her a bit more questions and try and piece it all together. Now, here is the basics of it, since this would be a very, very long conversation. The girl, she's claiming that her people, or her species of alien, they've come to their solar system since they've gotten some abnormal readings from a red planet. Now, Deku doesn't entirely follow here. However, the girl does continue, explaining that on the red planet, there at least is something there. It was set there to alarm them of any atmospheric changes, or changes in the breathable conditions of a species that was found on Earth long ago. Huh, what? Uh, I believe the phrase. What's it called when you do that again? There's a phrase for it. Turning one place like another? Do you mean the terraforming? I think that's it. Your species is doing that to Mars. So we picked up on it. What do you mean you picked up on it? That's kind of easy. We have sensors on Mars to tell us whenever your species ever got there. The moment your species got there, we were supposed to make contact. What? Yeah. Did you not know about this? No. Ah, I see. That's bad. Clearly. So, exactly, do you want to fill me in on exactly why you're monitoring my species then? If I'm to go with your crazy story? Um, your species is very similar to our own. In fact, we're trying to conduct some tests on you. Human experimentation? Uh, Not really. It's more or less we're trying to understand your species a bit more genetically. If that's the term I'm supposed to use? Okay, I'm just confused. You keep saying very large words, but you can't find some simplistic ones. Exactly what's wrong with you? I'm sort of new to your way of talking. New? Yeah. My species, we don't communicate with. What is that? Dia. Dialects. Whatever that means. Yeah. Okay. Exactly how does your species communicate? Now, the girl, she'll go to bring up her hands. As she was going to bring two fingers into her mouth and start to produce a bit of a high pitched sound. Now, Deku doesn't know how to explain it, but that sound is definitely not a whistle. At the same time, however, it does somewhat sound like one as soon as the person is going to breathe in. Now, Deku doesn't really even understand it, as he does go to bring up his hands to cover his ears. And the girl, she does hear Deku tell her to stop. Why? 'Cause you're fucking making my ears ring. Huh? You're hurting me. I don't know what that word means either. Okay. Now, Deku would just bring up his hand, bringing it across the table and pinching her on her arm. As she's going to bring up her arm and pull it backwards. Ow. Okay. You know that feeling? You didn't have to do that. I did. You were basically doing that to my ears. Now please stop. Now, Deku is just trying to think. This makes no sense though. If anything about her story is to be true and she's an alien, did she come here on a ship? Okay. Let's say I believe your little story. I don't know your name. Now, the girl, she is going to set down her fork. Going to bring up her fingers as Deku does bring up her hand telling her to stop. But how are you supposed to? I don't want to hear that. But I can't really tell you my name without. Okay. Let's just find something to call you in my language. How about that? It works. Okay, God. Okay, I'll figure that out later. If you really are an alien, where's your spaceship? My transportation? Yes. You know that word. Good. My thing. It's actually in orbit. Huh? What are you talking about? Mm, whenever we encountered each other or met, that's the right word. You chased me through the forest. I put my ship up in orbit with a bit of a signal. However, there's a bit of a problem. What are you talking about? I lost the remote. What? I lost the remote. Remote? Yes. Device? Controller? Okay. This is clearly going to be a lot harder than I thought. Uh, I'm gonna try to help you understand my language a bit more. From what I'm grasping, you understand a lot of words, but you don't know some of their meanings. Uh, what you wish to say with them? Huh? This is gonna be annoying. Now, Deku, he's just trying to understand this. So, she lost what controls her spaceship. Now, Deku, he does just continue to eat breakfast, as he does stare at this person who's in his apartment. Okay, what exactly is he supposed to do with her? If she really is an alien and all this bullcrap she's saying is true, how is he going to explain any of this to his boss? No. Deku just stare at this alien girl who's eating breakfast. She's very... what's the right way to say it? Strange. There's a certain wonder about her that makes no sense to him. She's just new to this world. It's strange. She's like a tourist on vacation. Everything she's seeing, everything she's doing is a new experience to her. And from what he can tell, this is the first time she's conversing with an actual human. If she is actually an alien. So, Deku would see in his head. Now, Deku does actually watch as she does go to look up towards him. Do you know where you dropped your remote? No. Okay. Maybe it happened whenever we rolled into the forest. I do know the location or area it's around, but that's just the problem. I need to call my boss, and we need to talk right now. I'm not going to turn you in just yet. Huh? What does I'm keeping you here? Deku pointing towards the ground. Her looking at the table. Before looking back up at Deku. And slightly turning her head. Okay. Stay here. Do you know what that means? Her looking at Deku as she has someone just stare at him. Before she has to say no. Okay. Fuck. How can I put this in a way you'll understand? Now, Deku doesn't have an idea. I'm going to stand up and tell her to follow. before she does look at him quite strangely, before Deku just go to grab her by her shoulder and go to at least tug on her. Her confuses Deku, he does walk over to the door and do one simple thing. He does just bring his hand up and go to lock the door, before turning towards her and then just bringing his hand to the room, or he's just throwing his hands out to show her the entire room. Now, she is still quite confused. Deku just trying to explain to her that whenever he does leave, she here. Now, she's just staring at Deku. And Deku, he does feel stupid for doing all this. This is stupid. I can't believe I'm going along with this. Everything about this story makes no sense. An alien, a spaceship, suddenly losing a remote? Yeah. As if I'm going to believe that. Okay, what proof do you have that you're an alien? Strange question. Not really. I've never seen another human being who looks at all like you. And I'm saying it right now. I don't believe you're an alien. I don't know what to say. You used that one correctly. Good. I believe that you might be faking that, though. Now, Deku does walk over, as he does talk about how he can tell immediately by doing one simple little trick. So what she's going to do is stand still for a moment. Now, Deku does go to reach his hand out, as he does put it directly onto her head, and just do one simple thing. He does go to use his quirk to try and look inside of her mind, see things from her point of view. Now, Deku has used this trick on multiple cases, and it has always worked. Now, do actually have for Deku, he does try to look through her mind, and try to perceive certain events through her eyes. Now, Deku does find it to be quite strange. He gets at least 2 or 3 pictures of a few things, and he does suddenly just get frozen for a second before being sent flying backwards. Now, Deku, yeah. After he did smash into the wall and just sit there for a second, he did try to think about what he saw. Yeah. There it is. Proof. Oh, shit. Why? Why do? Deku looking right at her. She's speaking with her mouth now. Why do? Her pointing to her head. Now, Deku does just stare at her, as she does seem to be somewhat angry. Now, Deku does try to bring up his hands, trying to tell her that he believes her. She does just seem angry. Her running towards Deku's room and going to hide. Now, Deku does find it to be quite weird. How you do have those glimpses in his head. As there you do have where he does have his quote-unquote hand, or the alien girl's hand, on a window in space, as they're looking over a red planet. And you do actually have back home, where there's giant cities erupted or made, and everyone's looking towards the sky. Now, Deku just finds this all to be quite weird. There's a genuine fucking alien in his house. He was just eating breakfast with her, and now she's hiding in his room. What is he supposed to do here? What is he supposed to say? How is he supposed to go about this? Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.